Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you all? Hope you all will be fine and safe at home. As we discussed in our previous lecture about the hierarchy of taxonomy, so today our topic is about classification. So my today's topic is history of classification systems. So what is classification? Classification, it is a method by which biologists divided organisms into groups and subgroups on the basis of similarities and differences. So Aristotle classification, Aristotle, he was a Greek philosopher and scientist in 4th BC. He classified plants and animals on the basis of similarities and differences. So first he classified all the organisms on the basis of similarities, plant classification. Aristotle classified all the plants into herbs, shrubs and trees. And animal classification, so Aristotle classified animals into two groups, on aquatic animals and on the basis of terrestrial animals. It means that aquatic animals are those organisms which found in water, terrestrial animals are those animals which found on land. After this, Abu Usman Umar Al-Jaisi contributed a lot in the field of biology. So his date of birth, he was born in Basra in 1776. His most famous contribution was about, he described the life system of ant, and he described his own observation on seasonal migration of fish in river Tigris. Mosquitoes are equipped with chemical, visual and heat sensors to determine whether their prey is. When you turn on an outdoor light at night, mosquitoes can become confused during their hunt for prey. They may try to navigate closer to the light. It means that he even knew that some insects, they are responsive to the light and use this information to suggest a clever way of getting rid of mosquitoes and flies. So they may try to navigate closer to the light, and this attraction to light sources is called phototaxis. It means phototaxis, in which mosquitoes, they are attracting to the light. Now his most famous book is Kitabul Haywan. Al-Jahiz wrote a book, Kitabul Haywan, on animals, which describe the characteristic of 350 species of animals. In this book he also discussed animal mimicry. Animal mimicry, it means that in which animals they will adopt the color of their environment. Communication, physiology, degree of intelligence and their geographical region, etc. It means that why polar bears, they are found in the Arctic region, why mosquitoes, they flourish in damp and warm areas. So all this information is studied by the Umar Al-Jahiz. Now, two kingdom system of classification, historical background. Two kingdom system of classification was presented by a Swiss scientist, Carolus Linnaeus. According to two kingdom system of classification, all living organisms are classified into kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. So first systematic classification was proposed by a Swiss scientist, Carolus Linnaeus, in 1753. He arranged all the existing living things in two kingdoms. For example, kingdom Plantae, which include all green plants, algae, fungi, bacteria, and kingdom Animalia, which include all unicellular as well as multicellular organisms. Reason of failure of two kingdom system or limitations of two kingdom system of classification. A few of the limitations of two kingdom system are as follows. First, he organized that dual organisms are placed in kingdom Plantae, such as Euglena and Chlamydomonas. Both these have plants as well as animal-like characteristic. This system did not clear the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Fungi were placed in kingdom Plantae, but new discoveries also proved that fungi are very different from plants. It means that organisms which are having dual nature, for example, if we discussed about the Euglena, if we talk about the Chlamydomonas, so they are having both characteristic like animals, like plants. It means Euglena, if we discuss about that, they are having characteristic like plants. So they are having chlorophyll inside their body, so they can prepare their own food. It means that they are autotrophic, but they can motile. So it means that they are having characteristic like animals. So dual organisms are placed in kingdom Plantae, such as Euglena and Chlamydomonas, and both having plant and animal like characteristic. This system did not clear the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So all organisms, they will be placed in kingdom Plantae. So fungi were placed in kingdom Plantae. Fungi also placed in kingdom Plantae, and it's having a unique characteristic of absorption. So it means that they absorb their food. So it was a unique characteristic of fungi. So he placed in kingdom Plantae, but new discoveries also proved that fungi are very different from the plants. And on the basis of these limitations, 5 kingdom system of classification was proposed. So in this first 5 kingdom system of classification, so in 1866, Ernest Haeckel proposed a new kingdom, that was Protista, to include Euglena-like organism. So for Euglena or Euglena-like organism, for example, Chlamydomonas. So for these organisms, Ernest Haeckel in 1866, he proposed a new kingdom which was known as Kingdom Protista. In 1969, Robert Whittaker, he classified all the organisms into 5 kingdoms, for example, Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae, and Kingdom Animalia. The 5 kingdom system removed the problems prevailed in the 2 kingdom system. Now next is Kingdom Monera. What are the characteristics of Kingdom Monera now? So first we will discuss about the Margulis and Schwartz. In 1888, 2 scientists, Margulis and Schwartz, further modified the Whittaker system on the basis of cellular structure, mode of nutrition, and method of reproduction. According to their scheme, Kingdom Monera was given the name Kingdom Prokaryota. They also expanded the Kingdom Protista by including all unicellular and simple eukaryotic organisms and some non-true fungi in it. 5 kingdom system of classification included the following kingdoms. So first one is Kingdom Monera. What are the characteristics of Kingdom Monera? They contain prokaryotic organism. Prokaryotic, pro means before and karyon means nucleus. Organisms which are having no true nucleus, no membrane bounded organelles are called prokaryotic organism. So in this kingdom includes prokaryotic organisms are included. They are unicellular or colonial. They are microscopic organisms. These organisms lack membrane-bounded organelles, for example, nucleus, mitochondria, plastids, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, vacuole, etc. And their cell wall does not contain cellulose. It is made up of murine, a molecule of polysaccharide and amino acid. And they are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic are those organisms which cannot prepare their own food. They are dependent on other organisms because they are not having chlorophyll inside their body. But some produce their own food by the process of photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. Photosynthesis or chemosynthesis, it means that photosynthesis are those it is a process by which organism they will prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight, or chemosynthesis, it means it is a process by which organisms will prepare their food in the presence of chemicals. They are dependent on other carbohydrate from carbon, for example, so they dependent on other chemicals. Examples are bacteria and blue-green algae means cyanobacteria. Now 5 main characteristics of bacteria. They are prokaryotes, they are unicellular, they are having no membrane bounded organelles inside their cell. Singular circular chromosome is present. They reproduces by binary fission, splitting into 2. It means that organisms they will split into 2 organisms. An organism it will be split into 2 organisms. So this process is known as binary fission. So it means that they will be reproduced asexually. Kingdom Protista. It includes eukaryotic, unicellular and simple multicellular organisms. They usually live in aquatic habitat, means they usually live in watery habitat. Some contain chlorophyll and prepare their own food, while some lack chlorophyll and cannot prepare their own food. They are heterotrophic. Some organisms are plant-like, some are animal-like, and some are fungus-like characteristic. It means that plant-like characteristic, we are talking about Chlamydomonas, fungus-like characteristic, slime mold, and animal-like characteristic means amoeba. So organisms which are having both characteristic like plants and animals, so they will be placed in Kingdom Protista. So it is the main, these are the main characteristic of Kingdom Protista. Simplest eukaryotes. Ernest Haeckel coined the term Protista in 1886. Mostly unicellular, some are multicellular. They can be heterotrophic or autotrophic. Microscopic or macroscopic. Some organisms of this kingdom they will be microscopic and some will be macroscopic. Most live in water, though some live in moist soil or even the human body. All are eukaryotic organisms. It means they are having true nucleus and membrane bounded organelles. A protist is any organism that is not a plant, animal or fungus. We cannot say that a protist it is a plant or it is an animal or it is a fungus. So it is a protist. It is an organism which belongs to kingdom Protista. So these are some examples of kingdom Protista: slime mold, amoeba, euglena, dinoflagellate, paramecium, diatoms, and macroalga. Kingdom fungi. Now these are the characteristic of kingdom fungi. They are eukaryotic multicellular organisms. They are heterotrophs because they cannot synthesize their own food. They are dependent on other organisms. The food is stored inside the body in the form of glycogen. Their cell wall is made from chitin. They take their food by absorption, means they take their food in a unique way that is known as absorption. So they are unicellular or multicellular eukaryotes. They lay chlorophyll and are heterotrophic. They live as saprophytes, means they derive their food from the dead organic matter, or parasites deriving food from the living cells of the host. Fungi get nutrients in unique way, that is absorption. Their cell wall is made up of chitin. Examples are yeast, penicillium, bread mold, mushrooms, rust, and smut. So all these examples of kingdom fungi: rust, smut. Smut is also known as plant fungus, puffballs, and yeast. Now these are the main common characteristic of kingdom fungi. So first, this thing keep in mind that study of fungi is known as mycology. These are eukaryotic, no chlorophyll, and are heterotrophs. Their cell wall of cells are made up of chitin. Most are multicellular. Only unicellular fungus is yeast. Digest food outside their bodies and absorb the nutrients through their cell wall. Most are saprophytes, other are parasites. Reproduction: they usually reproduce asexually. Cells or hypha break off and begin to grow on their own, forming of spores or budding as in yeast. Or sexually through gametes that combine to form a zygote, means they can be reproduced sexually or asexually. So these are examples of kingdom fungi. Now kingdom plantae. Now these are the main and common characteristic of kingdom plantae. They include eukaryotic multicellular organisms. They are autotrophic and can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. And as I have told you that photosynthesis, it is a process by which organisms, they will prepare their food in the presence of sunlight, because they are having chlorophyll inside their body, so they will prepare their own food. Their cell wall is made up of cellulose, mostly like centrioles inside their cells, and they reserve food is in the form of starch. This kingdom include all the plants. They are multicellular eukaryotic organisms. They are having cell wall and it is made up of cellulose, and common examples are mosses, ferns, conifers, and flowering plants, rose, wheat, sugar cane, etc. Now, the kingdom plantae can be defined as multicellular autotrophic eukaryotes which conduct photosynthesis. All members of this family comprises of true nucleus. It means that they are having true nucleus inside their cell. And advanced membrane bounded organelles, they are quite different from the animals. It means that plants, they cannot be motile. They cannot move from one place to another place. So they are quite different from the animals. The kingdom plantae contain about 300,000 different species of plants among the 5 kingdoms. Kingdom plantae is very important as they are the source of food for all other or living creatures present on planet Earth, which depends on plants to survive. Now, kingdom Animalia, they include eukaryotic multicellular animals. Their centrioles are present inside their cells, and centrioles, they help in cell division. They will produce spindle fibers. So they will radiate spindle fibers which help in division of the cell. They have no chlorophyll and cannot prepare their own food. They are dependent on other organisms. They will depend on other organisms, so they are heterotrophic. This kingdom contains both vertebrates and invertebrate animal. Vertebrate, they are having backbone, for example fish, birds, mammals, etc. Invertebrates, they have no backbone, for example insects and jellyfish, worms, etc. Now these are the main and common characteristic of kingdom Animalia. They are heterotrophs, they are eukaryotes, they are multicellular organisms which are made up of two or more than two cells, no cell wall, no chloroplast. They are motile, they are having sense organs. Vertebrate classification, as we discussed that animals, they are classified into two groups on the basis of vertebral column. So vertebrate and invertebrates. Vertebrates are those organisms which are having vertebral column, which are having backbone. So amphibians, fish, reptiles, birds, mammals, they are vertebrates. Kingdom Animalia, invertebrates organisms which are having no backbone, they are lack a backbone. Examples: worm, jellyfish, lobster, spider, etc. So all these are examples of kingdom Animalia of invertebrates. Now comparison between two kingdom and five kingdom system of classification. Two kingdom system, it was proposed by Carolus Linnaeus in 1753, and five kingdom system, it was proposed by Robert Whittaker in 1969. Organisms are classified into two kingdom system, and in this organisms are classified into five kingdom system. It is based on nutrition and motility, and it is based on the cell structure, complexity of body, mode of nutrition and evolution. The placement of organisms like Euglena, bacteria, fungi in Plantae is questionable due to certain reasons, and organisms in five kingdom system are better placed on the basis of body, cell structure and evolution. So it was all about my today's topic. So inshallah we will meet in our next video. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Stay home, stay safe.